Hello, and thank you for joining us today at in this platform that is A Beautiful Literature. And today is one of my beautiful moments where we talk about life skills, and we are not talking about the set books. And so join me today as we talk about life issues. And I hope you have been well. And today I want us to talk about intelligence. You see, the discussion for today, the topic was asking, are you intelligent? I know all of us are intelligent, but are you intelligent emotionally? Yeah, I am particular about emotional issues, managing emotions, and remember even previously we've been talking about rejection, self-rejection, bullying, and all that. You realize that my line has so much to do with emotions. Why? Because I think emotions are so critical in what we are and what we become and how we run our day to day, such that if you're not able to be in touch with your emotions, if you're not able to handle your emotions and exactly be able to deal with them, it becomes very difficult to function in any other area of your life. Emotionally, if you're not okay, trust me, even academically, you'll not be okay. Financially, you will not be okay. I mean, health-wise, you will not be okay. Negative emotions will actually affect your health as well. And so, therefore, emotional intelligence is important for me because there are various, like maybe it's important to mention there are various types of intelligence. Let me say, call them intelligences, but there's no word like that. And we talk about IQ, which is emotional intelligence quotient, and that is what makes us even pass our exams and do well academically, and our ability to just reason out issues, cognitive and so on. Let me not get into difficult terminologies, but when you say someone has a high IQ, I'm sure you know what that means. They're those people who score very well, even academically and all those things. But emotional intelligence has very little to do with your intelligence, your IQ, and many people they are able to achieve high as far as IQ is concerned, but if their EQ is down, their emotional quotient is down, the emotional intelligence is low, it becomes almost difficult to function. And on the other hand, there are some people who their IQ is not very high, but emotionally, their intelligence, the emotional intelligence is high, and so they are able to function better, actually better than those with a higher IQ. Why? Because emotional intelligence is almost everything for me. You can almost function anywhere as long as emotionally you're okay. And so therefore allow us to have a look at emotional intelligence. What is it, and how intelligent are we? How intelligent am I? And how do you know? Intelligent people, when they're told to raise up their hand, can you raise up your hand? Are you intelligent? And you'll do a self-test and all that. And this is one of those ones that I give you some short notes, and therefore you can have a look at, even just get to check, even online, you can check with your notes other places. But let me just do a few definitions. I will read them through, and you can also read along with me, as you can see on the notes, that emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage your emotions. Okay, it is the ability to identify and manage your emotions, and also to express them in ways that are respectful and helpful to those around you. I'm using very simple terms. I don't want to use vocabularies because this is not an English lesson, and therefore I'm using words that you can be able to identify with and you can be able to consume. That ability for you to identify your emotions and manage those emotions, and also be able to express them in a way that is respectful and helpful to other people, then that is what you call emotional intelligence. Beginning from there, are you able to identify your emotions? Are you able to know, by the way, I am angry, I am so mad, I am so upset, and the reason I am upset is because someone said this, someone did this, someone didn't do this. Are you able to identify your emotions? Are you sad? When you're sad, are you able to tell this is not anger, this is sadness? When you're sorrowful, you know this is sorrow. When you're excited, you're able to know this, I'm just joyous, I'm just happy, I'm feeling contented, you know, I'm feeling at peace, I am feeling calm, I'm feeling restful. There are sometimes when you're dealing with emotional situations with teenagers, you'll ask someone, how are you doing? And someone will tell you, I have no idea how I'm doing. But clearly looking at them, you can see this person is not doing well, but they're not even able to tell you exactly what it is. How are they feeling? And they're not even able to express those emotions in a way that is respectful. And so one place that you need to begin is to be able to identify your emotions at any particular day, because within a day, emotions will range from this extreme end to the other extreme ends, depending on what you're going through. Rarely will you have one stagnant emotion. Within a day, there's so much that has gone on around you, and emotions keep oscillating up, down, and at any particular moment, it is important for you to be able to identify where you are, be able to point a finger and say, this in this cycle, this is where I am as far as my emotions are concerned. The other thing that you also need to do is to manage your emotions. Are you able to manage your excitement? Are you able to know that, yeah, I feel like on top of the world, but I don't have to go screaming all over. I don't have to go harassing everybody and roughing everybody up to cheer up with you and to shout with you. And when they don't get cheered up like you get offended and you feel like these people are not supporting me in my excitement. Or you're sad and you are down emotionally. Are you able to manage those emotions? That somehow you will be able to carry on with the day. Even when you're feeling so sad, you still are able to go through the day without affecting everybody else around you, such that people are walking on eggshells. People cannot talk because you are sad. People cannot talk because you are angry. People are actually running away from you because they know what will happen once you are done. I mean, when you are in this emotional state, are you able to manage your emotions? That people know that actually it is okay. She's down. She's emotionally not doing very well. She's sad. She's sorrowful. She is angry. She is bored. She is lonely. I mean, she's there, but people can just be okay with you, around you. You're able to express those emotions in a way that doesn't threaten other people and doesn't make people uncomfortable around you. When you're able to do that, identify those emotions, manage them, and also express them, then you are emotionally intelligent. Are you emotionally intelligent? I think you need to answer that question for yourself. And sometimes we are not even very sure whether we are intelligent. And maybe asking the people around you, people who love you, people you stay with, people who care for you, ask them, do you think would describe to me my emotional state as far as you are concerned? What is my status? How do you think I handle when I'm down, when I am disappointed, when I fail in an exam, when a project I was working on didn't come through, or maybe my parents disappointed me, or someone I cared for, or something, or someone that maybe a friendship that failed, your friends how do I manage those emotions? Because emotions are bound to come. The other side of emotional intelligence is equally very important, is the ability to understand the emotions of people around you and respond with supportive and encouraging feedback. That is side B. You know, they say every coin has got two sides. There is side A of you. How do you handle your own emotions? Side B of it is, how do you manage the emotions of the people around you? Are you able to understand the emotions? When you look at your family, your mom, your dad coming from work, tired, exhausted, or you're looking at someone around you that you care for, and they are looking so down and defeated and beaten, are you at that moment is when you're starting to tell them, and you know when you left in the morning, you didn't leave this and this, and you know you have failed so badly, and you know, at that moment when they're doing so badly emotionally is when you are adding things? Or are you able to look at someone and see, by the way, so and so is not doing so well right now, so I will hold back my very good news I wanted to share. I will not share right now, because where they are emotionally, I don't think we'll be able to celebrate together. And so let me wait for them to get back on track and to get back into a celebratory mood, and then I can share the good news. So when you emotionally you're not intelligent, you will not be careful about the emotions of other people. You'll not be able to understand their emotions. Like, for example, when someone has lost a loved one or has lost a relationship and they're doing so badly emotionally, at that moment is when you're very busy telling them, oh, you know, you are not supposed to also have behaved like that. No wonder so and so does not talk to you. At that moment is not the time. Maybe at that moment you just needed to empathize with them and just tell them, I'm sorry that this happened. I know this hurts. I'm sorry. I hope you'll be able to go around it. I am here to support you. You know, that empathy where you know their person is on the wrong. That person actually needed to be reprimanded. That person actually needed to be corrected. But this is not the time. I need to give them time for them to just process their emotions, deal with their emotions. Then I can also now go ahead and communicate. So I hope those definitions, I know I've taken a bit of time, but looking at those definitions, do you think you're emotionally intelligent? Let me just mention two things about emotional intelligence. It has four aspects. I will not go into that because that is a bit technical, but it talks about self-awareness. It talks about self-regulation, which is the same as managing the emotions. It talks about empathy. It talks about social skills. So self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Do you have those four? And I'm sure they've been explained in the definitions that I've given. Let me just mention very briefly about the the things that probably will help you to know that you are emotionally intelligent, or things that you can do to just improve your emotional intelligence. Number one is that you practice active listening. I'm avoiding repeating the things that I've said earlier, but I'm just mentioning the ones I didn't mention. Practice active listening if you want to improve your emotional intelligence. Some of us are not good listeners. Someone is telling you something, explaining to you what happened, what the heartache was, how the pain was, or how the exciting the event was, or something nice that happened, but you can't listen. You can't listen. You always must say something. And some people say that there's some of us who really love to hear our voices, listen to ourselves speak. And even moments when you're supposed to listen, you can't listen. And so when you realize that you're a poor listener, you need to work on it. It actually demonstrates that your intelligence level emotionally is not doing very well. Are you able to stay positive and calm despite the situations around you? Or when things, you get to a mode, a point where you may end up panicking, are you able to get to a point where you are calm? Of course, they will have a few minutes where you are, adrenaline is up, but after a few minutes you're able to manage those emotions, that despite, even if you're crying, you cry, but you cry in a very calm way. You are feeling bad, but you feel bad in a very calm way, such that the people around you are not also panicking and wondering, what is she going to do next? Is she going to commit suicide? Is she going to hurt someone because of the way the emotions are showing up? Are you able to just do things positively? Manage your emotions positively, and so on. And the other thing that you need to also check yourself, are you able to just be authentic with yourself and or your life around you? That shows that you're emotionally intelligent. Or do you live a fake life so that people will like you, people will not criticize you, and people, because you can't handle the emotions that will come with people seeing the other side of you, that you don't think it's very cool, you don't think it's very nice, and so you will try to make it up, you'll try to fake it because you do not want to deal with the emotions that come with people looking at you as you really are. And the other thing is that, are you able to compliment other people and just be happy for them? Because if you're not able to do that, that means you don't have empathy. Your social skills are not doing so well. You're not very up in your social skills. That means when somebody even has achieved something, you don't even know how to say, well done. You look beautiful. You look nice. Your dress is beautiful. I like your trousers. I like your shoes. You're not able to compliment other people because you have not gotten there where you are able to just, appreciate other people. Your social skills are just wanting. Are you able to help other people without even expecting a return, and know that out of that emotion, for you, it helps you. When you help other people, you feel very good about yourself. When you go out of your way to support other people, you're not even doing it so that they will support you in return. You're actually doing it because you need to do that as a human being. You need to do that because you are a human. Your emotions, the emotions that come around you because of helping other people. And I want to ask you to just check around. How do you respond to those kind of, even when people offend you, or you offend other people, are you able to apologize and say that I'm sorry that I've hurt you, without even having to justify and say, by the way, I realized that the discussion we had the other day, the comment I made, the statement I made, it seems that it hurt you, and I'm sorry about it. I ask you to forgive me. I will try next time not to do something like that. When you're able to do that, to apologize, it shows you have emotional intelligence. You are intelligent emotionally. You're able to deal, apologizing takes you to calm down in your pride and actually take a position that is lower. But some of us really struggle with apologizing. But when you get to a point where you can comfortably apologize, it means emotionally you have gained some level of intelligence. And finally, I want to talk about the pausing and thinking through issues. Are you able to pause when something happens? Are you able to pause and think through issues? When someone hurts you, before you respond and hurt them and say something bad in return, do you get a minute to ask yourself, by the way, why did he say that? Or why did she say that? Or why did he respond like that? And probably put yourself in the shoes of the other person and reason from their side of the story. Because sometimes when you do that, you probably are able to look at the things differently, that probably they also are dealing with their own issues. It really may have nothing to do with you. The reason why they've responded to you that way is because even them, they are dealing with their own issues, they are dealing with their own traumas, they are dealing with their own struggles. And unfortunately, they'll reflect that on you. So because you're emotionally intelligent as compared to them, you're able to look at that and say, I will not take that very seriously. I will not allow that to offend me like through and through. I will allow that to slide and wait for that person to probably deal with it. But for me, I will manage that. I will not allow that hurt to go on. So that regulates your emotions. It regulates you. You're able to forgive very easily. You're able to move on very easily. You're able to just next time to be nice to the person, because you know it's not about me, it is the person who is dealing with issues. And as young people, even as we grow, even as adults, one of the areas that we need to continually work on is emotional intelligence, because nobody has arrived really say that I have 100% emotionally. Most of us, we find ourselves low at some moment. We are not doing so well emotionally, but after a few hours, you're like, you know, I would not have done that. I should have done differently. And it's important to look back and say, yeah, that was not okay. I should do better. Now, that is still a form of growing, a form of maturing, a form of becoming, growing into intelligence. And I want to ask you, in your own personal life, find a way of making that area of your life grow emotionally. As you work hard in academics, get good grades and achieve financially, for us who are adults, and achieve growth in many areas, let's also achieve to grow emotionally. That even when you're dealing as adults, when you're dealing with our children, it becomes a bit easier to let go some things. When our children offend us, when you're disciplining them, when you're grounding, and we need to respond to issues, we don't respond in anger, unnecessary anger, unnecessary criticism, unnecessary statements that actually wound the children and leave them, you know, having to deal with their own issues. Instead of making them better people, they end up getting hurt more, and their child becomes very difficult to get along, because their parents were not able to manage their emotions, to handle their emotions, to identify their emotions. And once in a while, when you realize as a parent that you've done something wrong, it doesn't hurt to say, I should have done better. On this one, I was wrong. I think I didn't look at it in the right way. I hope next time I'll be able to do better. Parents find it difficult to apologize. I find it difficult to apologize, especially, but I know what an apology does to a child. So I will find a way of apologizing. Not being nice, but I will say, I did that, what I said was not okay. I should have considered this and the other. I should have looked into, I should have, you know, and that way the child feels validated, the child feels loved and appreciated, and you also help them to grow, to become better. You help them to know that they also can apologize. They also can become, you know, intelligent, even emotionally, and manage their emotions better. So I will stop it at that today on emotional intelligence. Next time, we'll look at another type of intelligence, which is interesting, because we are all growing and we need to get it. So thank you very much for staying around and watching. And remember to subscribe and share it with your friends. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.